In the end, my childish desire to push the decision onto Setsuna didn't materialize. I don't know if she chose not to respond, knowing who is calling her, or if she just didn't notice. But the result is clear. My indecision has been denied. It's an overbearing result telling me to bear the responsibility by myself.
What's the matter? Did something happen?
I'm sorry for calling you on the weekend, Hamada-san.
No way! What should I do?
Setsuna? It's Haruki-kun! Oh, isn't that nice? So, this time he broke the silence. What happened, I wonder? He said he wouldn't call me first. Could he be calling to break up with you? Tomo! I noticed Setsuna's missed call after waking up from a deep slumber. It's 4 a.m. on Monday, but I didn't call her back, after all. I'll do it. Please put me in charge of the Toma Kazusa special feature article, because I have already lost my last line of defense. That being Setsuna stopping me. January 14th, Monday.
Man, I'm so relieved you decided to accept that job. Now Ensemble's chief editor will be able to save face.
You should know, I'm an amateur when it comes to music.
That's fine. I've left those articles to a pro. Your job is purely to unveil the mysterious character behind the veil of Tomo Kazusa.
Are you telling me to take nude photos?
In this day and age, even politicians do gravure photo shoots if they're attractive enough. If you can convince her to do it, you'll get a real President's Award this time.
So that last one really was fake. And on Monday, just because his subordinate who stubbornly refused to do this job became a little more agreeable, my superior can't hide the smile on his face. I don't think this'll be a meager job, but if it's something they're willing to completely hand over to a newcomer in his first year, it can't be much more than that. Probably. So, when does this job start?
Today, of course.
The fact that today is a national holiday has no relevance to the publishing business. I haven't prepared anything, though.
You can do that as you go, today or tomorrow.
Is by tomorrow supposed to mean as I go?
From today on, it'll be as if you're on a business trip. Your work hours will be up to you, and you won't have to show up at work every day either.
Are you sure?
Just make sure to show up twice a week. I'll want your progress reports on Mondays and Fridays, including everything you've finished so far.
I understand. The other day for my progress report after Friday will be Monday. He doesn't plan on giving me any time off during the weekends, does he?
Moreover, since you'll only have one task, you'll quickly end up with nothing to do. I'll send you routine tasks over email, so make sure to regularly check your inbox.
Roger that. And he even plans on giving me work during my free time, too.
That's how things stand as of now. Any further questions?
First, I'll have to go greet the Toma family at their current residence. I suppose I'll be working out of there from now on, right?
About that. It appears they left just this morning.
Left? But yesterday, they never...
Yesterday?
They never mentioned that, did they, Hamada-san? Hamada-san. Kazusa didn't mention that, did she?
Well, I only found out about it this morning. In fact, Tomoyoko came to the office early this morning. I couldn't introduce you because you were out at the time.
Oh, that's not a problem. There's no point in talking to her while others are present at this point. It's too much trouble having a conversation with so much to hide about our circumstances.
It seems that a lot of journalists appeared at their hotel, which led to a lot of trouble.
Yeah, that's right. I've heard the rumors. I almost admitted to knowing everything about it.
From now on, it appears they'll live separately in different apartments to avoid other magazines. This includes the location for her recitals.
Is that so?
In other words, the trail for Tomokazusa has gone cold for everyone but us. This is a completely exclusive scoop, Kitahara.
I've lost her trail too, though. Where am I supposed to go see Tomo-san?
Hey, can't you be a bit more excited? She's a beautiful genius pianist and your former classmate, you know? You'll be able to be around her all the time.
This isn't any different from any other assignment to me. I'll simply meet the subject, talk to her, and turn it into an article. That's all.
Cold as always, aren't you?
I suppose so. I can't do this job without that mindset. After all, that special circumstance leads only in a worse direction.
Well, whatever. No worries on that front. I was given this by Tomoyoko.
Amado-san opens a brown envelope, and something falls out of it with a clang. A key?
A key indeed.
And what about it?
No, that's everything. She told me you'd understand if I gave it to you.
No, how could I possibly understand?
I bet. I wonder what she meant.
No, wait a second. You could have asked her that much. You're my superior, aren't you?
No, wait. Listen to me. I was pretty insistent in asking her, just so you know.
In the past, I have ever so slightly chatted about Hamada-san's sloppiness with the jobs he hands out when I went out drinking with my coworkers. And as for everyone other than Hamada-san, Matsuoka-san in particular burst into laughter. But Hamada-san refused to speak to me for 3 days straight the next week. When I finally apologized to him on Thursday, he flipped out and shouted,
"I can't be like Kazuoka."
Not that any of that matters right now.
But she just cackled at me for some reason. She never answered the most important question.
She was laughing? Tomoyoko cackling? That mischievous woman who doesn't follow any societal norms? I have a really bad feeling about this.
Well, I'll go ahead and call Tomoyoko about it later. I'll contact you once I have the new address.
Oh, no, there's no need for that. I'll just confirm it with her myself. What could I possibly figure out from a single key? This utterly commonplace apartment key. Huh?
What is it? Did you miss something I said?
No, it's not that. Huh. Wait a second. Why did I know this is an apartment key?
Come to think of it, perhaps this is causing a nuisance for your neighbor. Make sure to apologize to them later, okay?
It's fine. That room is vacant right now.
I see. That's good. That's very good.
No, there's no way. There's no way she would.
It's cold.
Of course it's cold. The lowest temperature for today is -1 Celsius. It said in the weather forecast that it would be especially cold during the night. In the midst of all that, if someone were to sit in front of an apartment, exposed to the wind, why are you here?
What will you do to make up for this?
For what? But right now, the fact that she's sitting here, shivering from the cold, isn't the main issue at hand.
Because you accepted that idiotic job, I'm forced to sit here and...
So, this really is. I take out the key from my pocket and insert it into the keyhole of the door Kazusa is sitting in front of. As if made for each other, the key enters without a hitch. That's because they are made for each other. No wonder its design is the same as the key to my apartment.
It's cold.
I'll turn on the heater.
What is this? There is nothing here.
Well, it's a normal one-room apartment.
Am I supposed to live in a room this cramped? Am I supposed to live in a room that's cramped, yet so empty that it feels vast for an entire month?
Even inside the room, Kazusa shows no signs of calming down. But under that demeanor, I notice she's conscious of a lot of things. So I choose not to retort.
Damn it. Is this another one of your...
I had no idea.
What did you say?
Like I said, I had no idea you were going to move in here at all. But even if Kazusa is conscious of a lot of things, I can't stop myself from rebutting her when she makes it sound like I made this happen. Because that would make it seem like all my decisions up until now were all so I could be with Kazusa. All my company did was to ask for an exclusive coverage for the pianist Toma Kazusa, and it was granted. Nothing else.
I don't remember consenting to that.
It's Toma Yoko's office PLC that's responsible for all of Toma Kazusa's privileges. Everything will be alright, so long as they give the word. Those rules regarding contracts have been set in stone since hundreds of years ago. But Kazusa sulks like a child over it. Back to what I was talking about. I have indeed been tasked with following you around.
So, you're an officially endorsed stalker. What a pain.
But I only meant it to be about your recitals and concerts. At the very least, only about official topics. I never thought it would encroach on your privacy, too.
You mean you never had that intention? Does that mean it goes both ways? Are you telling me not to interfere with your private life?
What are you saying, Kazusa? Even though she's the one picking a fight with me, she glares at me as if I'm the one picking a fight with her. Why is she so angry? And what is hurting her? I wish she'd be a bit more logical about her emotions and control things a bit better.
I didn't want this either. But Mom signed the contract for this place without asking.
I already know that.
She even forced me to check out of the hotel. She threw out all my luggage in the freezing winter.
Yoko-san, isn't this going a bit too far?
All she gave me was a memo containing this address. I had no idea it was this close to the high school.
Why didn't you just receive the key before coming here? You could have at least waited in the room.
She said I'd only lose it if I carried it. That I shouldn't do anything by myself. She told me to leave everything to you, that it's safer that way.
But was it really necessary to give both the keys to me?
I wasn't sure what I'd do if you didn't come home today. I'm cold, I'm tired, and I'm starting to get hungry. I couldn't be in a worse mood.
I get it.
But you said I had no idea. While looking down at me with a really troubled look on your face.
I said I get it already. That's enough of this subject.
Look, you're even irritated about it now. You're only thinking about how you're going to explain this to Setsuna.
I'm not. Of course I am. I'm thinking about my girlfriend, who would be deeply hurt by this secret.
Even though everything is your fault, because you accepted an idiotic job such as collecting data on me.
My bad. But it's already decided now. Moreover, let's talk about how this data gathering is supposed to work later. For now, you can just rest.
Shut up. I don't need your permission.
I can't leave you be. Not when you look like you're in so much pain because of me. Call me if anything happens. I'll be in my apartment.
Hold on. Are you going to leave me in this empty apartment?
Then will you come to my apartment?
Have you gone out of your mind, you bastard? Don't keep inviting other girls to your apartment.
Then may I return to my own apartment?
Of course you can't. Are you telling me to sleep on the floor? You really have gone out of your mind.
What do you want me to do? She tries to be considerate 1 second and is indulgent the next. She worries about Setsuna 1 second and worries about me worrying about Setsuna the other.
Figure it out by yourself.
In this situation, yourself should refer to you. My thoughts are so jumbled that I don't even know how to follow up her statement. I have a guest mattress in my room. I'll bring it over.
And?
I also have an electric heater.
What else?
TV? We're probably both filled with a feeling of impatience.
Put more meat in there.
I got it.
I don't want any fish.
It's not good to be picky with your food.
I don't want any cabbage either, or onions. Actually, don't put in any vegetables.
That would defeat the purpose of a stew. This dish exists to make people eat vegetables. I'm cold, I'm tired, and I'm starting to get hungry. By solving 2 of those problems, I managed to warm her sulky heart a little bit.
Hey, you're putting in even more than before. You're even putting in white noodles now.
Are you planning on eating nothing but meat? There's a limit to how unbalanced a diet can be.
Don't make fun of me. It's not like I can't eat it. I just happen to hate cheap ingredients.
I rushed to the supermarket and bought ingredients, then brought a table, an electric cooking pot, and some tableware. Now my very own creation, consisting of a random assortment of ingredients, is done. That's kind of how stew originated. Same with pizza, a lot of food, like pizza, ravioli, most stuffed pasta they just stuffed it with whatever they had handy. Frittatas, omelets, or a lot of meals are just what people could make with the bits and bobs of leftovers, after all the rich people had the good bits. There are countless things I'd like to lecture you on, but I'll do that starting tomorrow. Come on, you can just make do with this for now. It'll warm you up, you know, and it'll fill your stomach. During that approximately 30 minutes, despite my record-worthy speed, Kazusa just didn't stop pestering me about how I was late.
Well, I suppose I'll have to make a few compromises.
Precisely.
I got it.
Ha! Say itadakimasu before eating. This is karma paying you back.
Like I believe in a superstition like that?
Whether you believe it or not, say itadakimasu. Whether you believe it or not, say itadakimasu. They do dinner prayers overseas too, don't they?
Not really. Neither I nor my mom have any interest in things like that.
Then why were you attending Christmas Mass? Now, I suppose I can't fault them, because we were only there for sightseeing as well. Even then, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. Even if you're only going to do it in this apartment, put your hands together, Miss Former Japanese Person.
Itadakimasu.
Very good. Now, eat. Learn from your mistakes already. Rather than being an atheist or rude, I think she's just really hungry. Can you use chopsticks, Miss Former Japanese Person? Can you eat white rice, Miss Former Japanese Person? No point in asking, of course. Kazusa is expertly handling the chopsticks in her right hand, diligently gulping down her rice and stew. Does it taste good? Her all too desperate state in regards to my home cooking strikes somewhat of a chord, like an overwhelming feeling of satisfaction.
It's bland.
I see. If only she wasn't so frank with her bitter reaction.
There's barely any taste. I bet the meat is just cheap pork. It feels like I'm biting into paper.
After forgetting about talking for a while, and eating every last thing, including the dashi I put on her plate, she gives me very sharp criticism. Once someone relieves you of a certain affliction, it's easy to forget about that affliction, along with any sense of gratitude. Is that so? I did season it with a bit of dashi and soy sauce, though.
It really is bland. I'm amazed you can eat what is practically boiled tofu.
Then go ahead and pour soy sauce in your bowl. Adjust the seasoning to your heart's content. Yeah, that's what I do. I don't put much seasoning, like much salt or any of the other seasonings on stuff I cook, at least cook for people other than myself, so people can season it as much as they like, because I really like salt, so I put a lot of salt on the stuff I like. Not everyone wants that much salt, so it's easier to put a little bit of salt in and let you put as much as you want on than trying to take the salt out later. I'm fully aware these are only words of someone with an unsophisticated palate, but it does hurt to have her go that far.
No, I have a better solution. I can make it taste good with a simple trick.
I think it tastes plenty good as is.
You're such a sloppy person. This is nothing but the careless cooking of a typical man.
Oh, is that so, huh? Wait, what the hell are you doing?
I'm seasoning it.
Don't put in sugar, especially not that much.
But it's bland.
I'll let her season it as she wants. You don't have to eat it. This isn't sukiyaki, you know. Stop it!
Hey, let go of me. It will undoubtedly taste better like this.
Like hell it will, you idiot! Looking at it like this, I'm starting to understand what Yoko-san meant when she told Kazusa that she shouldn't try to do anything by herself. Let her put sugar on her food if she wants to, that's fine. Like, you don't have to eat it, she has to eat it. Not your problem.
Hey. By the way, I brought with me some noodles. Should I have put that in the pot?
We can boil it and eat it tomorrow. It's a bit bland as something to finish the hot pot with.
Okay, got it. Then we're going to need some broth for the base as well. Not to mention cake, pudding, and ice cream.
Think about getting a fridge first. Also, everything except for the noodle base is just sweet food.
Living alone is such a pain, isn't it?
Weren't you living alone for 3 whole years during high school?
Shibata-san was around, and I mostly ate out anyway.
I've wanted to tell you this ever since then, but you should be more careful about what you're eating.
You were saying that non-stop back then. What do you mean you wanted to tell me?
Oh, I did?
Have you even forgotten about that? You really are a heartless bastard.
Don't you think you're being the heartless one? Being told countless times, yet never doing anything about it?
You really are annoying. You are and always will be annoying.
I'll take that as a compliment.
How is that a compliment? Well, whatever. Yep, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Perhaps it's because she's no longer hungry, or perhaps it's because she's warmed up to the core. Kazusa's attitude has changed so drastically that I want to tell her, you'd be cuter if you were always like this. Though it'd be misleading to call Kazusa not cute when she's being selfish and aggressive.
Hey, is this a camera? Can I take a look?
Don't break it. Will I be living next to her from now on? Will I be able to see her face every day? And will I perhaps eat with her like this every day? I don't count on Kazusa being able to make her own food. She might not mind dining out, but I'm against that unhealthy lifestyle.
This looks pretty full-blown. This is a digital camera, isn't it?
I'm borrowing it from the editing department. Apparently, it's a pretty expensive model, but I'm not really sure, to be honest.
Can you use it?
For the most part. Recently, I've been using the pictures I take by myself for my articles. Case in point, this job.
Didn't you have a specialized cameraman before? Though he was an awfully superficial, perverted Frenchman.
That was because the pictures were going to be on the front page. Even those used to be done in rented studios. The job of a magazine editor has always been broad, but this time it's interviewing, taking pictures, writing articles, and even editing. It's almost like I'm the only employee in an independent studio.
By the way, the fashion journalist I met last week, she said something about a studio.
She said she was part of Shandy editing of the Orient magazine, right? That's one of the big 3 women's fashions magazines. If you're on their front page, you'll definitely end up on advertising posters on trains.
Give me a break. Seriously?
But in return, I'm given the freedom to choose my work hours. It's up to me when I work and when I don't. as long as my output meets their expectations.
Are you supposed to take pictures of me with this? That's infringing on my right of publicity, you know?
Kazusa grabs the camera and looks into the viewfinder like a cameraman. We've already settled matters with the management on your side. There are no errors on our part.
Are you saying to use the law as an excuse to peek at me?
All the pictures I take for publication in the magazine will be checked by your office. If you're that worried, you can check them yourself.
But you'll be able to see all of them.
Obviously, since I'm the one taking them.
That doesn't ease my mind in the slightest.
You can say that, but Yoko-san was on board with this plan from the start, you know. Well, that might not do much to convince you. But I can understand Yoko-san a little bit. I don't want to see you hurt and misunderstood by the Japanese people either.
Haruki.
What's the matter, Kaz?
All right, say cheese. You look so stupid.
Hey! What are you doing? The moment I turned to face Kazusa, the amateur cameraman, who appeared out of nowhere, pressed the shutter at me at point-blank range. My eyes are flickering.
Oh, I got a good picture. Have a look, Haruki. This is how you look. Come on.
I can't see anything because you just flashed in my eyes. What's even the point in taking pictures of me?
Strange that you're so against it, even though you're planning on taking countless pictures of me.
That's not the issue. Well, does that mean it's okay for me to take your pictures now?
In exchange, I'll delete every last one. When you're asleep or something.
Kazusa.
Shall we take another picture? Look, Haruki, try looking decent this time around, okay?
Jeez. I'm relieved that Kazusa has given me consent for both the coverage and the photography. But in exchange for that sense of relief, an irrational feeling wells up inside of me. Is it too late to do anything about it? Don't laugh. Don't laugh so innocently. It will cause me trouble.
Is he not home? Guess I'll go home.
I told you it would cause trouble, wouldn't it? I told you it would cause me trouble, didn't I? If Kazusa is right next to me, I'm the one who won't be able to fall asleep this time. January 15th, Tuesday. Here, the bread's ready.
You're sleep deprived?
A little. I was taking care of some emails up until a while ago. Just as planned, Mada-san sent me miscellaneous tasks wrapped in a zip format.
Are you even taking your work home? You'll work yourself to death one day, you know.
I can't deny that. I should have just fallen asleep when I felt dizzy at the amount of extracted files.
A life where you tear yourself apart at work, sacrificing yourself for your family. I wonder what's even fun about being alive at that point.
But I don't want her telling me this. After all, the reason I'm forced to work during midnight unable to fall asleep, is none other than, I think that if you truly care about your family, then it's fun to do your best for their sake. Not that I have the experience to back that up.
I suppose that's true. After all, the person who wants to be your family is...
Here, your fried eggs. Perhaps Kazusa understood the reason behind me interrupting her, because she stopped making any more ill-natured remarks. Salt, pepper, sauce, soy sauce.
Ketchup.
Even your seasoning has to be sweet, huh?
It's up to me.
That's fair. There's a saucepan, a frying pan, and other utensils like plates, spoons, and knives. And there's also a toaster oven with ingredients like bread, eggs, vegetables, and seasoning. In a single day, a whole host of household goods have appeared in Kazusa's apartment, though they're all imported from my apartment. All right then. Itadakimasu.
Itadakimasu.
You may eat.
What a pain.
I admonished her about this plenty yesterday. I'm sure she's resisting on purpose. Hey, don't put on so much jam. Are you planning on using up the whole bottle again?
Sweet foods are important in the morning. My brain won't work without proper sugar intake.
But there's a limit to... Hey, are you putting it in the tea too?
Do you Japanese people not even know of Russian tea?
In regards to her scarily obsessive taste for sugar. The test of time has proven that she's not doing it for any particular reason.
Oh, so it's being treated like a business trip? Your job is a lot more lax than I thought.
Just so you know, my workload hasn't actually decreased. If anything, it's increased because of this coverage job. Kazusa finished her food so quickly that I'm doubtful she was even able to taste it. Now she's on her second cup of Russian tea. Another day, another bottle of jam emptied. This person is hopeless. I have to teach her proper eating habits. How about you? Do you have practice today?
I have practice every day, starting at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Do you do 10 hours a day here too?
Thanks to you.
I see. I'm glad that I'm the reason, but it's also a bit painful.
Well, had this been right before a concert or a competition, I'd be practicing every second I'm not eating or sleeping.
That's not something I'd expect of a human.
All performers are like that. It's not like I'm doing anything special.
Sounds rough.
It sure is. That's why it's only natural that I don't know anything about doing chores or having a private life. I simply don't have the time.
No, it's just because you're lazy. Even when you weren't a professional pianist, you weren't at all.
Oh, shut up, would you? That's only because back then I was defying my mom.
You were really uncool, weren't you? Back then, I mean.
But you're uncool even now.
I suppose so. Despite that, her ill-natured demeanor back then was cool enough for me to adore her.
Anyway, I'm off for practice. What will you do? Will you tag along like some creep?
And now that she has stopped defying her mom and has become the stoic pianist by the name of Toma Kazusa, she has managed to prove that anything she does looks cool. She can eat the food I made for her without showing gratitude. She can treat my hospitality as a given, and she can treat me any way she likes. Hey, Kazusa, can you delay your practice until the afternoon?
Why would I?
Spend the whole morning with me. You can't?
What are you saying? After all this time.
But you'll have to gather up all the necessary household equipment. Do you intend on spending a month in an empty apartment? You won't be able to keep eating pudding or ice cream like you are doing right now either. Are you okay with that? So, in order to hide my own embarrassment, I become eager to tear down Kazusa's coolness. Thanks to that, Kazusa shows a side of herself she usually keeps hidden, making me feel even more uncertain. Yet another vicious cycle. I never learn, do I? Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Well, Kazusa has moved in next door. I see no possible negative consequences whatsoever. If he mentions it to Setsuna. But those two seem unable to communicate because stupid teen. Stupid 20-somethings now. And it makes good drama.